The other thing that I wanted to say in response to losing friends is you can't expect friends that you've had forever to understand what's going on with you if you haven't been honest with them about your eating disorder. Now, that's not me telling you that you need to divulge all the information there is about you and your personal experience with your eating disorder, but for example, if your friends make comments about you acting weird, being strange, doing things out of character, then they might be saying that because they don't have any clue what's been going on with you. Now, it's a different story if they're aware you have an eating disorder and that you've been going through some things. But if you've essentially been keeping that a secret from them and they have no idea, then there's really no explanation for your actions or for your absence or for whatever it might be that's making them think you've been acting strangely, if that makes sense. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to get at. You know, you can't expect people to magically read minds and just figure that, you know, you were acting strangely for a good reason. Maybe they took it personally. Maybe they think that you wanted to stop being friends with them. Maybe they think you were being weird because it somehow had something to do with them. Usually when people react in a drastic manner, it's because they feel that things are happening in reaction to themselves, and they either get defensive or they get upset or angry or sad, and you know, they lash out in some sort of a way. So you have to ask yourself that question too. Are you being honest? Have you been honest? Do your friends have any idea whatsoever what's been going on with you? Because when they are forced to make assumptions, that's when you can get into these tricky sorts of situations as well. You have to be able to give what you expect to receive, especially in groups of people. And because you may have known your friends for such a long time, that's all the more reason that they might have taken it personally if you had things going on in your life and they didn't understand them and you didn't clue them in as to what the reasons were. Now again, situations are so different with friendships with every person, so I'm just sort of making generalizations here, but I think you can see where I'm going with it. I would also suggest making a pro-con list, which would be, you know, having 2 columns on a paper and writing the pros to sticking with this particular group of friends and writing the cons to the same situation, and, you know, see what you come up with. Do the cons outweigh the pros? Are you getting something out of the relationships with these people? And sometimes being honest with ourselves is the hardest thing, but it's something that needs to happen if you're going to be able to move forward. And sometimes getting your thoughts out on paper is really, really excellent. Not only therapeutic, but it kind of gives you a certain amount of clarity that you don't get from tossing things around in your mind and letting things run laps in your own head day after day. Seeing it there in black and white on paper can show you, hey, I'm not making good decisions for myself, or I'm not surrounding myself with positive reinforcement, or I'm holding on to something that was a part of me when I was younger and now it's time to let go, or these people have really good qualities and I know that they could understand if I give them a chance. So see what you get when you put everything down on paper. Don't knock it till you've tried it. Anything is worth a shot once. If you don't like it, or if it doesn't work, or if it doesn't give you any kind of clarity, then so be it. You know, you tried it, you wasted 10 minutes, and that's it. You can move on and try something different, but I do definitely suggest that. no matter what your situation is, really you've come to a crossroads when you're in a situation with friends that is unsettling, doesn't sit well with you, or is just sad and unfortunate. And that is, you can either come clean and try to work with the friendship that you have and be more honest and get yourself out there and be more open and try to have a more intimate relationship with this person or these people. Or it's time to move on and you have to leave this person or these people behind because they're not true friends. And finding out that people are not in fact true friends is very difficult to deal with. So you have to expect some sadness, you have to expect some sense of loss, but you have to know in your heart that ultimately you're making a good decision for yourself. And it might be lonely for a while, it really might be lonely, but in the end, you will probably look back and realize that you made the right decision, because otherwise you're just wasting time and you're losing little pieces of yourself. The more you hang around with people that are not willing to see you for who you really are and are going to be unfriendly and mean or nasty, not understanding, not compassionate, those sorts of things. So I hope this was helpful to you. I'm not sure if it was. I'll be happy to elaborate if you want to ask more specific questions. And that's it. Lots of love, everyone.